and he was moving up, possible, depending upon how it moves up, there's a possible short up in these areas near the moving averages, guys. But you can't look for new lows. Don't do that. Don't look for new lows if you do take some shorts up there. But you see, everything is, most things are more long oriented. And this is a perfect example of what I told you, that, I don't want you being biased. That was a nice little 3-minute play there, nonetheless, even though I had way more. Boom. 3 minutes. 4,000. 3 minutos, 4,000. Woo. My babies, bebecitos. I love this market. I love it. What's a bad tick? A bad tick is where the market prints a price that did not happen right now. That's a bad tick. So a tick is a transaction. That's the industry term for a transaction. So if you see BABA right now trading at 212, and all of a sudden you see a tick occur up here, and your chart does this all of a sudden, and then immediately starts trading back where it is. So one tick here and then back here. You say there's no way it went from 202 to 206 and now it's back to 202 in the flash of a millisecond. That's a bad tick up here. And your chart will show it as if it's real until, some charts systems, they have an algorithm that will ferret out bad ticks. So the statistical probability of a tick way up here, 207, being real is very low. So then they just, don't let it show up on the chart. But some charting systems, algorithms don't catch many of them. So your chart will be all messed up with a bad tick. So Twitter, I'm sure, is a bad tick. Let me just take a look at it again. Yeah, it's a bad tick. Yeah, you didn't trade up almost $2 and come down in the flash of a second. The Square came all the way back, guys. Look how powerful that thing is. Wow. 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 That thing's crazy, no? Guys, I might give this a short. I might give this a try on the short side. I got gains to play with. Up here near that 200. Let's see if we can get there. I'm gonna see if we can get there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wow.
Waterfield.
No idea. You got no idea, boy. I love this market. I love it. Woo, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah. I love it. In your face. In your face. In your face. In your face. Boom, boom. Boom. I love it. Oh, shoot. Yeah. In tu cara. In tu cara. You saw it, right? Nailed it. 11 minutos, 11 minutes. 11 minutos. Casi 24,000
Waterfield.
en sus caras. In their faces. Boom. There you go, guys. 23K. I love it. So, guys, I want to talk to you about this a little bit. I think it's important. This move up is very powerful, right? This move up is very powerful. So, for me, I go for the third, not the half, and certainly not the whole. You see? But when I've got these big bars leading up to that, I nailed the top of this thing for big size. But I'm going for that third drop. I did not get everything because I had orders down here, down to the moving average here, right? But so I got some of it, I got a lot of it on the lows, but I had to chase the last portion back up, as you saw. But I nailed that. The other thing I want to show you, I was willing to really go really sizable in this whole block here. Right now, that's a sizable range for you. It's not a sizable range for me. So if this were a $200 stock, like, BABA, or $300 stock like Apple, then my size is going to be tremendously smaller. But an $80 stock, I'm going to play bigger. So the same money that I can put into an Apple will give me way more shares in a Square at $80, but I'm going to play it the same. So I typically play the money the same. You understand? So the money in Apple gets me less shares. The same money in Square gets me more shares. That's why this play was so big, because I'm playing the same money I play in Apple or a Facebook or a BABA. Does that make sense? You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not like some people look at that as you taking on more risk. No, it's the same risk. It's the same dollar amount that you're playing. Crazy.
Order filled.
All right, what are you guys doing? Talk to me.
Order filled.
How are you doing?
Order filled.
Nugent, okay.
Order cancelled. Order filled.
Microsoft.
Order filled.
What do you think about that position, Imran? JR says, I hit it right on with the discussion before the open. Yeah, that's what I like to, on these rare days, man, I like to get you guys in the right mindset. I'm glad I was able to do that today. And I got up at 6 a.m. this morning, 3.5 hours before the open to log on to Omnovia just so I didn't have any problems. So I've been in here since 6 a.m. waiting for you guys. Yeah, but I'd like to get you guys in the right mindset on these rare days like this because, many of you don't have the experience of seeing these things. So that's the value of me being with you on days like this, I've seen, it's not like I've seen them a zillion times either, because this is rare, guys. Look, this is the fastest 10% drop in the market's entire history. You're talking about since what? The 1800s? Like, think about that. But there's never been a 10% drop this fast in the history of the financial world. And I let you know before it happened. That's crazy. Let the world know before it happens. Yeah, it's just
Order partially
unprecedented.
filled.
Absolutely.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Nice. What else is going on? Wow, that held nicely. Wow, guys, just nailed that square. Beautiful. Nailed it. Nailed it. Ooh, yeah. You know it.
Holy cow! Yes!
All right, guys. I want to know, guys, just give me the number one. I want the Spanish room to do this as well. Give me the number one, guys, if you're happy to be here. Happy to be part of this game. Happy to be part of the family. Yeah. I love it. Ooh, yeah. I love that, Jose. Thank you. No other place I'd rather be. Pura vida. It's great. There's something that transcends the collective. When everyone is on the same page, when everyone has the same or similar goal, same interest, the same journey, the same path, the same passion, the same dedication, there's something magical that transcends the collective. I'm not quite sure if I can place what it is or put a word on it, but it's here. Some people historically called it God. So in the scriptures you have, wherever two or three gather in my name, there am I in the midst. Whether you want to refer to that something in the midst as God, or energy, or a vibe, but it's here, wherever it is, So what we get out of being together is something more than either of us could produce by ourselves. That's the magic. That I couldn't produce it by myself, but it comes into being via the collective, and it actually rises above the collective. So I'm glad to be here, guys. I'm glad to be here. Great trading market. Great trading market. Not now, though, guys. Not now. Now is a tricky time right now. I'll be honest with you here. So you see the salt and pepper. Now this might change. And Facebook's trying to shoot up here, but you see that in QCOM as well. The salt and pepper, red, green, red, green, red, green. It's undecisive, right? Indecisive, I should say. You've got for the most part, you've got that in Microsoft. This whole choppy area there. You got it now in Square. Now developing in Square. So it's a little tricky here. Now I see some weakness setting in here. Through experience, you begin to feel and know what market's odds have dropped and declined for reliability. So now the market has low reliability. I know it. I just feel it. And now that could change, but I'm just saying at the moment. So here's high reliability. Here's a high reliability market here. And even here. Now we've moved into kind of lower probability market, lower reliability markets. And well, let's just see. Facebook is trying to lead the way with some power to the upside here. But it's not anything to write home about. Bottle short done, David. All right, nice. I see the bar. Boom. Facebook continues. I'm just going to save this screenshot here in a second here. All right. Oracle. You mean, did it already break down, or are you asking, is it breaking down now? Okay, cool. All right. Nice. I like it. Twitter. What's really interesting, guys? You'll be amazed at how gaps, right, once filled, typically reverse a stock. So you see this gap a while back in October in Twitter, see the gap down? Now look at this long multi-month move back to fill the gap. Boom. Gap filled. How crazy is that? And there are people that swear the technical analysis doesn't work. It's crazy. But then again, there are people who still believe that the world is flat, right? So go figure. I should take a look at Roku. So Roku moves right into the 200 period moving average and falls back. Once again, the reliability of the 200 period moving average strikes again. Yet, there are people who swear the technical analysis doesn't work. But then again, there's some people who think the world is flat. So go figure. Look at the Facebook drop, guys. Look at that. Can't trust these brief periods of strength when the pressure is like this. This is crazy pressure. Guys, I haven't seen this since days of 2000, 2008. You understand? It's been that long. I haven't seen pressure like this since that period. And that period was, guys, that was out of my entire 33-year career. It wasn't 33 years at that time, but I'm just saying, out of my entire 33 years, 2007, 2008 into early 2009, that was the most profitable period of my entire career. I remember having to be careful about what I said. I predominantly kept it quiet because the last thing that you want to do is to start showing how you profited from the country's pain or the masses, the general public's pain. We talk about the world turning against you. So there were people who made tremendous amounts of money on that collapse. But you don't hear many stories about them. Some you do, but not many. Because when millions get hurt, the winners on the other side of that hurt, they become the enemy. Jesse Livermore, during the crash of 29, made a fortune, briefly becoming close to one of the richest men in the world. Jesse Livermore, professional trader, 1929. And he became the most hated man in the world as well. Back in, he had to have, I already had to have bulletproof glass, but did they have bulletproof glass in 1929? But I heard that somewhere. Anyway, he certainly had to have security protecting his family and himself and all that stuff. Yeah, the movie The Big Short, yeah, that was publicized a bit later. But there are many, more than just that story. You don't hear about them. You hear about most of the stories on the winning side. You don't hear about on the collapse side. But remember, guys, never forget this. In order to have a transaction, you must have a buy and a sell. You can't ever really say that there's more buying than selling because every transaction is equal, a buy and a sell. That's what makes a transaction. You can't just have a one-sided transaction. This is just a buy and this is just a sell. No, a buy and a sell, and it's always equal. You can have more supply and demand, but you can't have more buying than selling ever. So buying and selling is always equal. Now take that reality, take that fact to the next level. There's someone always on the other side of your trade. Whenever you're buying, someone is selling it to you. Whenever you're selling, someone's buying from you. The $64,000 question is, who's smarter at this moment in time? Is it you, or is it the person on the other side of your trade? I believe that if you keep your mindset rooted in the fact that it's people that we trade, not stocks, not companies, as Warren Buffett says, we're not trading companies. You don't get any of the money. And when you buy a stock, you don't own the company, as the theory goes. Try buying 100 shares of Microsoft and walk in Microsoft's headquarters claiming that you own the joint, and see how fast you aren't thrown out on the street on your little tushy, if not thrown in jail. That's all theory. No, we're buying and selling people. We're playing their emotional cycles, the cycle that forever vacillates between fear and greed. That's what we're playing. And if you keep your mindset rooted in the fact that you are buying and selling people, you won't get as confused as the people who start to focus on numbers and management and products and sales ratios, PE ratios, and all of that other nonsense. You have to be able to spot greed in the market and fear. If you know how to identify greed and fear, you have good odds of doing well in this business. More specifically, you have to become skilled in identifying the baton pass between fear and greed. So if greed has the baton and it's running its race at the time, at what point does greed pass the baton to fear? And now fear has the baton and begins to run its race. What does the market look like at the baton pass? There's a moment, there's an instant when greed has his hand on the baton. And as he passes the baton to fear, fear puts his hand on the baton. And there's the split second where both fear and greed both have their hand on the baton. What does that look like? That moment right there, when they both have their hands on the baton and one is about to release. If you can capture the market at that moment of transfer, that moment of a switch, that moment of transition, that moment of passing the baton from one emotion to the next, if you know what that looks like and can identify the various pictures that represent that, you're going to do well in this business. I've specifically taught you 7 pictures of that moment. But your only job is to wait for these 7 pictures to show up. You don't have to know when they're going to show up. Just when they do, you strike. Granted, they have to occur in the right locations. But these transitional moments are the key to your success. How many of you have them written down? How many of you have my trading poker cards and have them laying out near your computer or in front of your computer every single morning, which helps to sear those transitional pictures, those transitional moments in your mind? This is not a game of buying stocks or companies. This is a game of buying fear and selling greed and vice versa. This is a game of people. People move prices. The market doesn't have a life of its own. Its life is derived by the collective actions of the individuals and institutions that buy and sell. So it's a misnomer when you say that we play the market. No, we play people. And for this reason, many people ask me, I should say, Oliver, what should I study to help me become a better trader? And I always say one thing: psychology. Most people are often confused by that. What do you mean psychology? I'm not talking about becoming a psychiatrist. I'm talking about becoming a trader. I'm like, that's right. Study psychology. What do you mean? I shouldn't study finance, or I shouldn't study economics? I shouldn't study accounting? No. That'll only make you a worse trader. Study psychology. If you're going to study anything at all, you study psychology. Find out what makes human beings act, move, become fearful, become greedy, become ambivalent, become indifferent. Learn to read people. And if you learn to read people, you can read the market. Because once again, people move the markets. It's people's fear that drives markets down through their selling. It's people's greed that causes them to buy indiscriminately to drive markets up. So we're playing people. You guys understand this? All right. I see some strength coming into the market here, a little bit. Microsoft popping, Facebook popping, everything's popping across the board here. But again, guys, just don't get overly excited on the long side. If you play it, play the long side more along a scalp trade than a normal long trade, as if the market were in a bull state. There's still a lot of pressure on the markets here. All right, guys, make sure that you are following me on Periscope as well. I'm going to start getting a little more active on Periscope, so I'd like you to be able to get that little tweet sound and know when I'm going live. All right, you guys know where to go, right? There it is. Make sure you're following me there for English. And guys, type the link in the Spanish room as well if you can. I'll do it here as well. Okay. Yeah, fire chats. You remember those time, right? Late night fireside chats. I miss those. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you now. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. Be careful. All right. If you go long,